Hi. Oh, I have to wave like this way. Hi. Fingies. Fingies. Can you hear the the squishy crackling sound of like the gloves? Hello, hello, Noni, Gone Puppy, Sun to Existence, Keiko, Vise Rogue, welcome! Can't wait to see them drenched in red. Yeah, with my blood. My blood. Okay, for everyone who's new here, hello, hello. I'm Calico Pascal and I'm streaming to you live from the Float Harbor Aquarium. As you can see, I only have access to one camera. So it was either, you know, obviously camera's focused on my hands today and not on me. So I just have a little PNG stand-in for today, but hopefully in the future I can get another camera. But for now, we a bit on a budget. Budget is tight. I only have what I could work with. So we're one camera Andy today. Currently, as you can see, I only have one hand that I can have on screen right now. I'm using the other hand to like mouse around and do whatever I need to do on my PC. But I will put on the other glove in a bit once we get started here. But yeah, as you can see from the title screen, or title of the stream, today is a hot sauce hand cam Q&A. So I will be answering your questions that I had submitted to my Marshmallow inbox, which, by the way, it is, it should be in the linked, what do you call it? Oh, the pinned comment in the chat if you want to submit more questions. But as it stands, like before we even started stream, I already had a lot more questions than I anticipated. So thank you for submitting stuff. I honestly thought like I wasn't sure how much I was gonna get, and now I'm like, well, I had backup questions in case we don't have enough. But now I feel like we're definitely gonna we'll definitely just be going through the Marshmallow inbox, and that's it. Okay, and so I know you guys are probably wondering how this is gonna work. You know, aside from the fact that I'll be eating some spicy food and answering your questions. To be a little more specific, I have some chicken wings here off to the side. You can't really see, but let's yeah, I can showcase a little bit. Let me get my other glove. How much can we? Oh. So I went and picked up some cheeky wings. Wow, look at all these wings. It's gonna go all in my belly. They're just plain. They don't have any sort of seasoning or flavor on them. And they're still warm. Thankfully, the container's been able to keep them warm. And I also have 8 different hot sauces here, which were gifted to me by Salted Keiko in the chat. Thank you, Keiko, again for all these lovely hot sauces. You know how I like my food spicy. But all these hot sauces range quite greatly in terms of heat. So in typical in typical fashion that we are going to go from the lowest Scoville unit to the highest Scoville unit. But I recently found out apparently a Scoville unit doesn't really mean too much. Like, it kind of gives you like a general idea of how spicy it is, but I guess it kind of varies a bit. But so anyways, regardless of like how spicy they actually are in comparison to like their Scoville unit number, I'm just gonna go from lowest to highest anyways. So it may get kind of mixed in, but you should still have a general idea of like we're going from least spicy to like very, very spicy. And so I've got the list of sauces over here, but we're just gonna go through them one at a time. So let's see, I'll show you. So up here above the camera, ta-da! Well, as you can see, it'll be the name of the hot sauce and just approximately how many Scoville heat units it is. And we're actually starting... I know 32,000 sounds like a lot. It's actually... When we start getting to the higher numbers, you will be surprised. That's just how high these numbers go. And I don't I should have looked into like another chart to kind of compare, like, oh, like this is about as spicy as like this in comparison, but I will leave it to you to Google it up yourselves. Might be fun, might be something interesting. Oh, I also have some water for myself, so do not worry. I've got a trash bag here. I also have emergency ice cream. I put it in a thermos, so it should still be cold, and hopefully it won't melt by the time I need it, if I need it. But I've got it over here, off to the side, as well. And so, let's see. Ah, yes. So the whole purpose of this stream too was, so the month of January, I was doing a bunch of different little special streams as thank you for 200 subscribers and my 2-year streaming anniversary. So thank you again for joining and being here with me. I'm so glad we could be here together. I'm gonna have to I will figure out this like centering issue. I'll get used to the camera orientation eventually. But as you can see, our first hot sauce is the Adobo Loco Hamajang Smoky Ghost Pepper Goodness, which is 32,000 Scoville units, and I will show you the bottle right here. Wow, it's just like a makeup YouTube video, huh? Well, there you go. Hamajang. It's Adobo Loco Hamajang. Open pore, feel it. My head's in the way. What is it? What else to say? Focus. Camera. Repeat. We gotta make sure we give all these bottles a good shake before we do anything. Yeah, feel it. Hi, Garden Arcade, welcome. So I'm gonna be putting all the wings like right here. Cool makeup. Can I put it on my face? I don't recommend it, but who knows? Maybe it'll help clear out your skin. So I think I have ordered about 16 pieces, 16 chicken wings. So that's about, with each sauce that I have here today, about 2 pieces per wing, or 2 pieces per sauce. So let's start preparing our chicken here. Speaking of chicken wings, which ones do you guys prefer? Like, do you like the drumstick or do you like these bad boys? Personally, I think the drumstick has a more unique shape, but I like that this shape has more of like that flat surface, so you can put more sauce on it. But that is just my onion. Okay, and then drumsticks for the win. Okay, I see you're a drumstick fan as well. Let me take this glove off again. Trying not to use my gloves on the chicken and then touching like my mouse and stuff. Not trying to get chicken oil all over my equipment. And then I also have a spoon here. I figured maybe for like to just help spread. Let's see. So let's prepare these guys before. Ooh. Whoa. Oh, as you can see, I'm naked hand. Oh god. That's contents for my only hands. You get a sneak peek. Get on there. Alright, and then we gotta bring up the questions. So I do have them all here on OBS as a little slideshow. Make things easier. So let's pull that up. Let's see. So yeah, to be clear, I haven't looked at any of these questions besides this very first one, because I did have to put it into OBS, of course. But all the other questions will come as me reading it for the first time. I had a staff member go through and just kind of overview the questions and make sure that there wasn't any weird freaks in the inbox. So yeah, this seems like 15 of them thus far have passed the test. So congratulations, you made it. So I guess let's cheers. I will take a bite of this first wing. Again, it's the Adobo Loco Hamajang Smoky Ghost Pepper Goodness, 32,000 Scoville heat units. Also, might I just say that as I was preparing for this stream, I was doing, you know, all the research for how much Scoville units were in each, for each hot sauce, and just like thinking about it was like making my body anticipate like, oh my god, you're eating spicy food, and I started to like, my body started to heat up, and I could feel like my mouth starting to salivate. Oh, it's weird. Weird sensation. Anyways, cheers! Thanks again for 2 years and 200 subscribers. Let me take a bite. I didn't think this through. I need another. I need another plate to like eat over. No, it's already hot. My goodness. Maybe it's better if I just do this with one hand, and that way I have my one free hand. Anyways, the first question. How do you come up with your design? I'm already dying. We are just getting started. I also have napkins and stuff to wipe off the sweat, and tissues. And extra pairs of gloves, because I didn't realize, you know, I wasn't sure how much, how much I would need. But, so how do you come up with your design? That is a very good question. What wings are they? They are just plain chicken wings from Wingstop, an American fried. Are they technically fried chicken? A chicken wing line store. Otter wings? No, I don't think otters have wings. It's not part of my design. I don't have wings. So on the topic of how did I come up with my design? Yeah, Wingstop goated. Wingstop, you should hit me up into my DMs. So my character design, actually I wonder if I can pull up a full body PNG since I'm not moving. This PNG that you currently see is just a half body. Let me add one. We call full body PNG. Okay. Browse. Go into my files here. Let's use this one. There we go. So my full body design. How did I come up with it? Well, initially first of all, I am a sea otter. And once I kind of had already decided on an animal that I wanted to be, okay, we're breaking some fourth wall stuff now. Oh, Monty. A lot of it is mostly just a lot of things that I personally like. Excuse me for any mouth noises you hear. But yeah, like, my favorite colors are yellow, blue, and green. So I definitely knew those were colors I wanted to incorporate into my design. I also, at the time of, I mean, my hair is still the same length, but I'm a fan of short hair. I prefer short hairstyles, so I knew that was also what I wanted. And you know, again, being a sea otter, it was just kind of easy because I personally really love the summer season. I really love the beach and the ocean. I'm a big fan of marine life. So it was it all kind of worked out. Like, obviously blue, a lot of marine motifs and things were easy to kind of incorporate. And it just felt like, actually, let me see, I have another image that shows like my initial concept and the final. Let me hide this. Another image, please. Or actually, no, yeah, let's just make another image. Because I want to have the full body open just so you can compare and contrast. I've also shown this image before. So as you can see here, the sketch and concept isn't too different from the final. I think the biggest changes were like I removed this this like hair tie accessory on the wrist, and I changed the color of the overall straps from like orange to closer to blue. And I originally didn't have that kelp necklace that you can see now. And then the shoes were like, okay, I kind of had a general idea of what I wanted. Like I like sandals, but I also like the look of that mix of like the unique footwear type deal. So I had just like a rough, very, very rough idea of like, oh, this is kind of what it looks like, but not too sure like where to go from there. Oh, thank you. Oh yeah, and then, yeah, initially on the silhouette, I also had this like, on the back of the hat, you can see there's like a tie, which was kind of like supposed to mimic the hair tie, but then I was like, okay, but I have short hair, so it's not like I can really do too much with a hair tie. Why would I be wearing a hair tie? I guess just because it looks cool. But I'm also a fan of like designs that are kind of functional or like make sense to some degree in like the world that the character belongs in. And I know it's overdone, and I know a lot of other people have this in their designs, but I am a fan of the off-shoulder jacket. Kind of hard to ignore. I'm yapping so much I forget to eat. So I also have, yeah, going along with that motif, the ocean motif. Yeah, you can see some of it includes like my hair clips. There's a seashell and a star. A star, like, the star shape is probably like my favorite shape. If you asked me what my favorite shape was, it would have to be the little star. And I know, I mean, I hate it too. Any artists in here who have tried to draw me, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry to myself that I made this this kelp necklace design is just like so complex. It's kind of annoying. But I'm more than happy if like someone just like simplifies it however you see fit. As long as it's like, you know, kind of similar to the kelp necklace. I don't care if it's like 100% accurate or not. And then there's also, whoops. Actually, what am I doing? I can crop this, although I need 2 hands to do that, so never mind. As you can see, there's a little metal clip on my strap, my overall strap. It's like a little wave shape. And then the part that is hooking up onto the overall is actually a fish. I don't know if you can see it. It's like this, yeah, like, oh, wait, can I point to it? I can point to it kind of on the other side, on this PNG. Like, oh, that way. See that the fish strap next to the, what would you call it? Like the undershirt? The shell undershirt? It's a little fish shape. Let me see, what other details do we have here? Oh yeah, you can't, sorry, I picked a lower resolution full body to use here, but if you could zoom in, the little golden buttons on my jacket, they also have little seashells on them. And then, yeah, so it was weird because this like rope design on the back of the shoe, initially my thought was like, oh, it's kind of nautical, so it kind of adds to that that ocean theme. But at the same time, you know, I didn't want to be like full. I mean, yes, it's very heavily like ocean, nautical, beachy kind of feeling, obviously with like the sailor's cap and all. But also, I had a phase. I mean, I still have them in my closet. Obviously, I still wear this. You're eating spicy wings with me. Cheers. I still need to take a bite of my other one. I'm yapping so much. Mm. I had a phase where I was wearing overalls a lot. And like I said, I still wear them. But I don't know, I think overalls are just cute. And they're kind of convenient. You want some spicy wings now too? Oh, trust me, we haven't even gotten to the heat yet. I'm trying to clean off this bone, but I'm talking so much. You see, this is why those interviews they're edited, because I'm sure it takes so long for people to eat. Well, I guess they're also not just like eating their meal, they're like only eating the wings with the sauce and then talking, right? Grr. You did like Jeff? Yeah, bone and everything. Oh yeah. The last dab? I should have gotten the last dab. That's a good idea. I'd like to try it. I heard it's really hot. Also, hi Ram. Welcome. I'm trying to think of what else did I keep in mind when making my design. I was told by several people when, you know, before I finalized everything while I was working on it, they would look at it and just be like, wow, that looks just like you. I mean, yeah, it's obviously it's me, but I guess unconsciously I had made that decision. But maybe that just comes from, again, like, me liking specific things and then just that being presented in my outward self as well. So I pretty much look like what I enjoy. Does that make sense? Oh, look, I finally cleaned off most of the meat on this one. Have you seen those videos where people like will clean off the whole bone, or like, I don't know how they do it. They like vacuum suck the meat off the bone. How do they do that? Okay, let me take a bite of this one as well. Oh my god, I need to put on my glove. But this one I need 2 hands. It's a 2-hander. Now you can judge how I eat chicken? Oh no. I'm doing my best. That's all I can say. It's hard to yap and eat at the same time. How can I be entertaining with like half my mouth full of chicken and fire? Oh my god. Chicken just slipped right out of my mouth. Oh. Don't choke, I'm trying. I'm doing my best. I think I also had looked at character designs of other characters that I liked, but I would say that a lot of don't choke for views. No, I would never. That shows how much actual food etiquette you have. I mean, I don't know. Are you? Maybe it's like when I'm eating with people, other people, like not in front of a camera. I guess I'm also not thinking of like, I'm kind of on a time crunch here. I've got questions I gotta answer. I've got wings that need to be eaten. I have like 7 other hot sauces to go through. I need to speed it up a little. I don't think you wanna be sitting here listening to me eat. For like over 3 hours, right? I'm going Jeff mode. Do what you can. That's... What do you mean that's why I'm here? Yeah, you're here to have a meal with me. I mean, apparently Keiko is also making spicy wings for themselves. You're here to watch me suffer, that's what. Well. Also, it's the otter on a budget for me that's like, I need to clean these bones or I'm wasting like 20 bucks. Yeah, I mean, pretty good. Good enough. As much as I could do with gloves on my hands. It's a lot. Eating with gloves is way more different than eating with your bare hands. I mean, I got otter hands, but you know what I mean. Okay, let's see. Let's pull up the next question. Let me hide, get rid of these. Yep, I don't want OBS to explode. Do that too. Yeah. Okay, next question. Alright, let me grab these next two pieces as well. So our next question. Oh yes, we also have to change the sauce because we're moving on to the next sauce here. So yeah, that first one was Adobo Loco's Hamajang Smoky Ghost Pepper Goodness. The way that I describe the flavor is actually not very smoky because I'm not a big fan of smoky foods. Here, this is what it looks like. If the camera will focus. This way. Yeah. By Adobo Loco. I'm not a big fan of like smoky flavors, but that one doesn't taste too smoky, I guess. Like it tastes more like it's like not a sweet, like a barbecue sauce, but not sweet and just like spicy. It's just like the pain receptors in my mouth are firing. Not very hot though. I mean, hot initially on the first bite, and the heat is just kind of the more that I talk, the more it's just like kind of like fizzling. It's not too bad. But yeah, the next sauce on here. Oh, now I need my other hand. Time to unglove. Oh, I should have thought this through a little bit more. Okay, wait. You know what? Can I... no, I need my other hand. I need two hands for this. Naked hands. Be free. Alright, second. Second one on the list here. Ooh. Where are you going? Move up a little. There we go. Well... Oh, so this hot sauce, I actually feel like... So I initially thought the first hot sauce I did was... I thought it was spicier from my memory of trying it, but actually I don't think that's quite correct. Or maybe it is. But yeah, this next one is Bravado Spice Co. Manuka Honey Passion Fruit, 90,000 Scoville heat units. I was wearing gloves, but it was easier to just wipe my hands, so I took them off. Yeah, maybe I'll get sick of wearing these. Look, I'm already having trouble. My fingers are getting caught in the plastic. And it's cause like the inside of the glove is getting all sweaty, and so it's sticky and like hard to take off. Go under control with your hands, eat that food. Just like get it all over my desk here. So let me grab that next one. Manuka Honey Passion Fruit. This one is interesting, and I'm gonna be real, I was a little disappointed with the flavor on this one, because I expected more passion fruit flavor. Like, I expected a little more tangy sweetness on it, but the Manuka Honey is just like so... It just takes up so much of the flavor profile, and then there's heat. So I guess that would be kind of the best way to describe it. It's like kinda tangy, more... I mean, even with the honey, it's not very sweet. But I saw when I was looking up the Scoville heat unit suggestions, oh my god, that's a lot. Some people were saying like, oh, they don't like the taste of this one because they said it tastes like medicine, which I think Manuka honey is like a more common, like, excuse me, kind of like akin to medicine. I don't know, I wouldn't say it's medicine for sure. Yeah, look at these. I put so much sauce on this one. Oh my goodness. I'll eat this one first. I gotta get that other glove on again. Ugh. Okay, take a bite of this. So when did you realize you liked sea otters? Trying not to... Trying not to bite the plastic on the gloves. I'd rather not have a mouthful of plastic. Now this one... See, this one has a higher Scoville unit? Oh wait. Yeah, right? Pretty sure I ordered it correctly. But it's not very spicy in comparison to the first one. Like, I feel okay. But to answer your question, when did you realize you like sea otters? Actually, funny enough, back when I was, you know, when you're a child, you're like, you know, you get often asked like, oh, what's your favorite animal? What's your favorite color? And you kind of think about it and you're like, yeah, I guess it's this. Or maybe you definitely know like, oh, my favorite color is red or whatever. Or like, I want to be the president when I grow up. But for me, I kind of jumped around a lot when it came to favorite animals. I think for sure I was always like I remember as a kid, if someone asked me what my favorite color was as a kid, I would say green. But my favorite animal changed quite a bit. And I think it only... I remember there was a point in time where I was like, oh, I really love sea animals. And so like my favorite sea animal was actually not the sea otter at first. It was seals. I liked seals because I thought that they were very cute. And I still do think they're very cute. But I don't know. No! No! Oh, are we back? OBS, what happened? The spicy was too much. Alright, I don't remember what the last thing I said, or I don't know what was the last thing you heard me talk about. Yeah, okay, good, we back. That's good. Yeah, OBS had a little bit of a hiccup. It's getting too spicy for OBS, but not enough for me. So all I was saying was, to make a long story short, I initially liked seals, and then later on I was like, but sea otters are fluffy and cute, and you see them on the surface of the water, whereas seals are usually underwater. But I like that, you know, you can see sea otters just float along the surface, and they just chillin'. They're just like me for real. Yeah, honestly, I was a little worried because I was like, oh god, that was a lot of sauce, but honestly, it will put more. Not quite enough. Not very hot. I think the other one has more of a bite. Ah. I'm glad I thought to set down a tablecloth, honestly. This is getting a lot more messier than I was anticipating. Gotta eat this two-handed. Yeah, you can kind of see the sauce is already getting all over the like plastic of the glove. Might be easier to just use a napkin at this point. More of a sear taste. We have sea lions where I live, and you can hear them on a quiet morning. Well, yeah, they're quite noisy, but actually sea otters are quite vocal too. I just think that maybe when they're not in captivity and out in the wild, they're generally not as loud. They seem to mind their own business. Gonna get in on that meat. Yeah, perhaps this other glove was kind of a useless idea. Having one is okay, I guess. But if I need to take it off again, maybe I'll just stick to naked hands. Oh, naked hand content. I'm sure that's what you all came for. It is a hand cam stream after all. Oh look, there's some naked hands. Sea otter noises are so cute. They're like, wee, wee. That's my impression of myself as a baby. Wee, wee. I feel like such an animal. I mean, I know that I am, but you know. Now let's move on to the next question while I finish up this wing. Hi, Calico. If you were any other type of sea critter, what would you want to be? That's a good question. I know I literally just said that I liked seals, but I don't think I'd make a good seal. Actually, you know, I did have this thought recently, so it's funny that it comes up today. I think, well, I know the question says specifically sea critter, but if we weren't talking about sea critters, I think if I could choose another animal, I'd probably be a frog. And to my knowledge, there's no ocean frogs, though that'd be pretty sick. If we're talking about sea animals, I probably want to be something... Oh, you know what I'd want to be? I'd want to be a garden eel. Garden eels are really cute. And I know garden eels, they're kind of silly. They're kind of shy. You know, they stick in the sand. I have actually my spoon. I have a spoon here for, oh my god, it's like reflective. How do I do this without dangerous territory? Okay, I have a spoon here for like, oh my god, where's the head? I have a spoon that my my friend gave me. There you go. It's a garden eel. It's a spoon that I'm going to be eating with if I need my ice cream. Yeah, I think I'd be, you know, it's funny because they come in white and black, like white with black spots and yellow. Oh no, yeah, there's like a white and yellow striped one. That's probably what it'd be. A white and yellow striped garden eel. And they're teeny. Oh, my nose is already running. I think this is... I've eaten enough meat off of this. At this point, I'm just kind of gnawing on the bone. Like a dog. But I'm no dog. Where's my tissues? My nose. Ugh. Oh man, I had... I had some sauce sitting on my lip. Alright. Let's see. Next question. Well, I also... Let me move up. Yeah, this is gonna be kind of difficult. Let me take off this glove. Let me get some naked hands. Also, while we're doing some naked hand action. Let me show you something. You wanna see something moe? Look at this right here. You see that? This, my finger mole. Okay, let's see. Hot sauce list. Moving on up. So this next hot sauce is from the same company. Now we've gone up in Scoville units. It is 1010 Scoville heat units. It's the Bravado. I can't speak. Bravado Spice Co. Akamiso Ghost Reaper. Where is it? There it is. Let me give it a good shake. Wait, can I do it on camera? Shake. Bravado Akamiso Ghost Reaper hot sauce. 110,000 Scoville units. Let me pull up the next chicken. I'll try to keep my left hand to be the chicken hand and my right hand as the excuse me, computer hand. So this next question, oh, it's kind of okay. Let me scoot it over. Whoop. Hi Calico, I just wanted to know you're so awesome and cool and epic. Oh, thank you. Actual serious question though. How did you get into VTubing and who's your biggest inspiration? Congrats on 2-year anniversary. Keep being amazing. Ah, thank you so much. Well, let me see. Let me get some sauce on these two bad boys here and then I will answer that question. So this one I remember is also has heat to it. But it's definitely hotter than the last sauce. But I don't know how hot it is in comparison to the first sauce. Maybe it's about the same or more. I'm gonna imagine it's more. We're now going in order of... I mean, we've been going in order in terms of Scoville units, so... It sounds... It sounds like a... Oh god. There was a bit of sauce on my finger and I just licked it off. Not a good idea to try speaking at the same time. So it sounds like how he writes. Incorrect, I just joined, but I remember writing that one. Oh, well, thank you, Twy, for your question. Let me take a bite out of this bad boy for you. And then I will answer, I'll let you know what I have to say. How did I get into VTubing and who is my biggest inspiration? Well, let me think. I got into VTubing. Well, I first discovered VTubing back in around 2019 or 2020, I think, like a lot of other people. So, in 2019, or maybe even a little before 2019, I actually think the first VTuber that I knew of who wasn't really even considered a VTuber back then because the term didn't really exist was Buff Pup. I don't know if you guys know Buff Pup. Buff Pup is a VTuber who streams on Twitch. And way back then, they were streaming with a model. And yeah, I don't think the term VTuber had come to be around yet, but I remember I saw that because I can't remember, I had either followed them or we're mutuals on like my other account, but yeah, I think that's how I came to discover them, because we've had followed each other, and I never had a chance to tune into their streams back in the day. But I just remember seeing clips of their character like talking on stream, and I was like, whoa, that's really cool. And so then fast forward a little bit more beyond that was when I started seeing Kizuna Ai around on YouTube, and I was like, okay, that's interesting. It's kind of like the same thing. I don't know how they do that, but that's really neat. At the time, I don't think I ever had really considered VTubing or streaming myself yet, but it was just more like something that seemed intriguing because I was like, well, how did they manage to do that? It's so mysterious. And then eventually in 2020, I think, was when my my tank mate at the time, they had started showing me YouTube clips of some Hololive talents. Specifically, I think it was Pecora, Usada Pecora at first, and then Hoshomarin were the first two. And we ended up watching a lot of clips together, and I was like, oh, you know, it's becoming a more present force in my internet existence, if that makes sense. And then finally, like, you know, because I'd watched so many Hololive clips with my tank mate, I saw that Hololive put out auditions for their very first Hololive English branch, and at that time I still wasn't thinking that I wanted to do it yet. I was just like, oh, that's cool that that's gonna come out soon. So I was eagerly anticipating to see like who would show up. Yeah, it was Buff Puppet's been streaming for a very long time. And yeah, again, I still to this day don't know what programs they were using or how they were like VTubing back then, but I just remember being like, that's so neat. Karone was your first. Karone is a good one to have. I think my my tank mate just really likes the silliness of like Pecora's antics. I think was why they kept watching a lot of Pecora clips and showing them to me. I'm already sweating, by the way. I know you can't really see, but I can feel it on my neck. And I think it was like right after Hololive English first debuted their first branch, Hololive Myth. That was when I was like, oh, so this really is something that like the Western countries and things can do. Like, it's not just limited to Japan. And I mean, I kind of already knew that because, you know, Buff Pup was already doing it. But I just didn't know how. It was only around the time of Hololive Myth's debut that I think more people started to figure out, oh, what is Live 2D and what is VTube Studio and things like that. Same. We come from the same cloth, Twy. Who was your fave from Myth? My fave from Myth is probably Ina. But I like all of them. They all have like different qualities to them that I like. Though I think, yeah, design-wise, Ina's probably my favorite. Holy based. Wow! We gotta give the wah for the takodachis. Callie first and then Ina. You already know why. I mean, Callie was also a surprise for me, personally, but I can't really get into why. You're proud deadbeat. Let's go, deadbeats. Callie is your fave, but Ina's really close behind. Yeah, I really admire, well, just from like a design standpoint, I really like Ina's design, and she seems to have a really good handle on like her character branding as like both a character and a streamer. I think that's really unique. Ina's design is so fire and her art streams are so chill. Yeah, I know. I've watched a couple of them and I admire her, and I'm also like a little jealous of like how fast she's able to draw, because I am so slow when it comes to drawing. And then like I'll see her pop out a piece in like 2 hours. Kind of crazy. And I mean like a fully completed piece. Or mostly completed. I know there's some streams where she doesn't finish them on the stream and will finish them off stream. But it's still, like, so fast. You have a little Cali shrine? Oh, I would love to see, Oh, that's something I should do eventually. Some kind of review. Room review. Desk review. Workstation review. I'll keep that in mind for the future. I can't imagine saying you're an art streamer and not art. Couldn't be me. You and me both, brother. I don't know, I just feel like maybe it's not that I feel pressured specifically by having people watch me draw, but I just feel like when I'm not streaming myself drawing art, I can do a lot more thinking. Like, I don't have to try to be entertaining. I know you don't have to be entertaining to be an art streamer, and you can just have moments of quiet and you drawing, but I don't know, I just feel like I should always be talking, or like I have to be talking. And I've said that before in terms of like other streams too, but art streams specifically, I'm just like, well, you know, it's a stream and like people are coming to watch me draw, and like I should try to make conversation so it's just not like completely silent. And it does make me feel a little guilty because I already went out of my way to emphasize like, oh, I made my own model, I did the rigging, any other like kind of art assets that I can do within my control, I want to do on my own. But then I just don't stream art. I don't know, it's an odd separation. I guess I just really enjoy playing video games right now and spending time playing video games because it's easier to talk and play video games. And also, I told this story before, but I went through a period in my life where I just didn't play a lot of video games despite having always been a video game fan because I didn't have a lot of sand dollars to spend. Still so crazy to me that you did it all yourself. It's super nice. Oh, thanks, Toy. That's another thing I kind of feel bad about. It's like, I spent, you know, as much time as I did making it, and then it got to a point where it's like, I can't keep waiting forever to not stream until it's perfect to me. Like, I should just use it as is, you know, in a usable state. And I can always change things and correct things later. And then, well, of course, once I started streaming, I never have gone to really update my model because I guess it was just like, well, it's usable now and I'm already doing it, and I kind of have other things that I need to take care of in my life. So it's not really like, in terms of priorities, it's not at the top of my list. But, and you know, we're here now 2 years in, and I want to make a new outfit or like an updated model, but I just haven't found the time because I have other things that are prioritizing my time. Hi, Dreamy. You just don't want to look dumb drawing. Yeah, sometimes I'm not really in the mindset to draw, but then I've already like committed to saying I was gonna draw, so then it's like, oh man, now I just gotta I gotta force myself to do it. You feel like my model is still up to date? Well, that's good. Yeah, that was one of the things I thought about when I made my model, was like stylistically. Well, now we're jumping back to that very first question, which was like talking about the character design. I wanted the art style to be something where I knew even though it's my own art style, I wanted it to be something that I could feel like, you know, I would do something on a whim and then get tired of it really fast. It had to be something that I knew for sure I'd be like pretty okay with having more or less like all the time. That's usually why you have a sketch ready beforehand. That's smart. I think I've done that maybe once, or maybe I thought about doing it, but I know a lot of you guys also like watching this, like the drawing come from like the very first iteration. Like you want to see the process of how it begins and how it ends, if it ever gets that far. But then the one time that I did that, the stream ended up being like a two-parter, and one of them was like 8 hours long. I hope you're not dying from the heat. We haven't actually got to like the worst ones yet, though. I'm pretty sure, I think the next one is like one that I actually really don't like in terms of flavor, but we'll find out in a second here. I'm trying to finish this wing. Maybe I was trying to do it where I do 2 wings per question, but maybe it's going a little too slow. I should just do like 1 piece to get through all the sauces and the questions, and then if I have extra wings, then I can go back and like pick whatever sauce I want to eat with it. You're not looking forward to the next wing? Don't say it, just show it. It's basically just candy so far. Yeah, it's not actually not very spicy, but not very sweet either. Well, okay, well, we're moving on to the next one. Well, I'm still trying to finish this wing. Let's see. Gotta wipe my... Since I'm not using gloves now, I have to wipe my hands. Maybe I'll have to do an extra, like, cleaning after. Alright, so this next sauce, I do not like this sauce. Like, it tastes disgusting, but I have it anyways because it's spicy. And can we guess? I'm sorry, I revealed it before I read your question. I will show it to you in a second. I'll just clean off the rest of this meat. Yeah, the Bomb Insanity is very spicy. It is insanely hot. So we're just, like, I know the Scoville unit only says 136,600 Scoville heat units, but out of all the sauces, it's actually probably the hottest one on this list. Oh, okay, you didn't hear me say it. That's fine. Isn't it like yeah, it is. It is very spicy. But not only is it very spicy, it just tastes like garbage. It is gross. I do not like it, but I am doing it for you guys. I'm going to eat it anyways. Like, the amount, like, of how spicy it is. The first time I tried the Bomb, I literally just took a toothpick and dipped it in and, like, put it on my tongue. And that was awful. So, that's why I brought the spoon, because I knew for the Bomb specifically, I was like, I'm gonna do like a very thin layer on this chicken, because I do not want to have more than I need to have in my mouth. It is gross. I cannot overstate like how gross it tastes. This is what it looks like. By the way, the Bomb Beyond Insanity hot sauce, and it's literally like a nuclear bomb. It's the only sauce made with pure capsaicin extract. You're gonna suffer with me? Alright, well, cheers to that. Yeah, let's do a little. I am gonna put very little, because I do not want to... Okay, maybe like a little more. Oh god, that was a big plop. Okay, let me spread it a little. I didn't bring a knife, I just have this spoon. Okay, I might have to put a little more. A little thin. Maybe like one more little droplet. Little droplet. How much to do a full wing with it on? Honestly, maybe only a few hundred. Here, do a little more. Oh god. You and your brother took spoonfuls of this sauce and we died? Jesus. So, my tank mate, who I tried this with a very long time ago, made the mistake of rubbing their eyes after they had touched the bottle and they didn't realize, and they were like they were like, it's weird, it doesn't sting, but it just feels like the sensation of heat. Like, it doesn't hurt, it's just like very hot. I was like, oh no, please wash your eyes. And they're okay. They're obviously okay. But the thought of it just always makes me laugh, because it was like the sensation they're describing. It's kind of like what I described when I had when I got sick with the CVID, you know, the good old CVID. I lost my sense of taste at one point, and the way that I found out was that I tried to eat something spicy, and then, I tried to eat something spicy, and I couldn't taste anything, but I could just feel the heat in my mouth, and that's how I knew that I lost my sense of taste. Hey, welcome, Ian. We're about to... You made it just in time for, like, the worst hot sauce on this list. We're only 4 hot sauces in. This is, like, half of the collection I have. There's at least 4 more coming. But here we go. Cheers to the bomb. I'm gonna try not to speak and breathe while I'm eating this, so don't mind the silence. Oh, it tastes so nasty. It's so gross. But I definitely didn't put enough because it's not hot. It just tastes disgusting. Put a little more. Oh, Jesus Christ. That's too much! No! Just spread that. Okay, now this is way more than enough. Ah, why is it so gross? This is the best that I can do. It's nasty. It's definitely not for taste, I know. I know it's not. Ugh. Blah. It's so gross. That's how the Wingstop hottest wings. They're spicy, but they taste like poop. Yeah, I mean... We're moving up in terms of... My god. Scoville unit heat, but at least they'll taste better than this. Ah! Yeah, my face is sweating, bro. Ah! Yeah, somehow it gets... it gets worse over time. Ah! Woo! It's so hot. Well, there, I cleaned off most of it. Ugh. Oh my god, my mouth. Ah! Alright, I didn't finish answering your question. Who's your biggest inspiration? Oh man. Oh man, I thought I had a napkin ready. I'll grab another one. Oh, my face is like... Ah! I should totally do this. I remember saying you were going to do this. Yeah, I think I did talk to you about this. Biggest inspiration is right now. Wow. Oh, my mouth is salivating. Ah! Biggest inspiration is, you know, it's funny because I think in terms of like VTubing, right now it's H-Otter, but in terms of like streaming, you have me in your headphones and you can hear me dying. How good. Surround sound dying noises from Calico Pascal. New ASMR voice pack for you. New stream idea, play Marvel Rivals in every death. Oh no, god. A Pinky and the Bomb. Oh my god. I don't know about that. I think I'd just be like... Oh, my nose. Gotta get another tissue. This one's covered in sauce. Oh, my nose is running. I think I would just be molding and then like suffering physically at the same time. Playing Marvel Rivals while eating spicy wings would be funny. Oh, I'd be dying. I would be. Okay, well, the worst of it is over, I think. And move on to the next wing. Oh wait, let me change the... Ah, okay. It's getting a bit more tolerable. Oh, I can feel my mouth is like on fire. Ah! Yeah, wow. Okay, we're not trying to make it bigger. Oh. Whoop. Resize here. Oh god, whoops. Don't do that. Shoo. Okay, the next one. It's weird, it's this next one. Scoville unit is technically higher than the bomb, but pretty sure it's not as spicy. It says garlic and arbol, Moruga scorpion, 500,000 Scoville heat units. Sorry, I'm trying to... Gotta do it the influencer way. There you go. Super hot. Ooh. It could make you actually fear your character dying. I've actually been getting better at having less deaths in game. But so maybe it wouldn't be so bad, but it would still suck. Especially if it was just a bomb. Take a drumstick this time. Yeah, so to finish my statement, I was saying, I think in terms of VTubers, H-Otter is my inspiration right now. I really like that she's very funny, she can sing, she knows her character very well, she can draw. She's just like got her finger in like every single little skill set, you know? And it's kind of, maybe you can guess, that's kind of also what I would like to do too. It's just, yeah, I think I had talked about this before, but I didn't want to be known as only the artist. Like, I know it's very, the internet really likes when you can stick to one niche, and it's like, oh, you have the artist, you have the gamer, you've got the comedian, right? I just want to be good at a lot of different things, and I don't want to be chained to one single thing. I want to surprise people, I guess, with what I can do, and I don't want to feel limited in that scope. And I think that's why when you ask me why I go out of my way to make all my assets myself, but I don't stream art personally, is because, yeah, that's just one part of my skill set, and I don't want it to be the only thing that I do. When you did the one-ship challenge, I couldn't even get through a game of Valorant. Yeah, I'm not even gonna mess with the one-ship challenge, dude. I know that I would die. I was talking about, on a different stream, I had some like spicy noodles, like spicy instant noodles, like a brand that I had never tried before. And the heat was like, it was hot, but it wasn't like super hot. It was just that I had happened to breathe in at the wrong moment. And so the sauce from the noodles like hit the back of my throat, and then I was just going into like a coughing fit. And my body was reacting pretty badly, like trying to create mucus so that way it could help soothe the throat, but the mucus was making it hard to breathe. Yeah, I know you have. You're really good at being dumb. It's I mean, honestly, not that I'm saying that I agree, but people like when you can whip out something new, which is again why I am like, I don't want to be just the artist, which I know is an easy, very easy like little bubble to put me into if you had to. I'd rather be like the multi-talented one. But you know, everybody's multi-talented in some way. It's just easier to point out at someone being like, oh, that person, they're just really good at art. So I get it, but you know, that's just me. So let's move on to the next question. Thank you again, Twy, if you're still here. Thank you for your question. Sorry it took me like 30 minutes to actually answer the whole thing. We're only 4 questions in out of like 15. We have quite a long way to go. Oh, it's so small. Let me make it a little bigger so I can read it. Sorry, I'm gonna cover you up a little bit, chat. So this next question says, Happy New Year! Yeah, Happy New Year to you too. I know for those of you who are just hearing about this stream today, I actually put out the call for questions since, like last year in the beginning of December. You're good? I'm enjoying. Okay. I'm glad. Thank you. I'm glad it's being as entertaining as you thought. Okay, so this next question says, as far as you're comfortable saying, I'd love to know your journey as an artist. Well, as we're just talking about art stuff. What got you into art? What were your early drawings of? When did you start working on the skill more seriously, and what was that like? Who or what inspired your style as it developed? What challenges on both a personal and technical level did you face? How did you start content creation? How did you get into VTubing, and how did Calico Pascal come about? What are the influences behind your design and lore? Thanks for the fun streams and happy 2025! Oh, thanks for the very thick question. You actually put in a lot of them in one. And we kind of covered some of them already, so I won't go into that too much here, but I'll talk about the stuff that I didn't already cover. Also, I think this is looking a little thin. Let me add a little bit more. So let's see. Okay, so what got you into art? My earliest memories of doing art stuff was the first picture that I can remember, like the very first drawing that I ever did. I wish I still had it, but I don't. It's lost to time, unfortunately. The very first drawing that I can remember being really proud of was like this drawing that I did of some pigs on a farm, like some kind of field, and then there was some like corn stalks out in the field with the pigs, and like the sun in the sky, and the sun had the did you guys ever go through the phase of drawing your son wearing sunglasses? That's exactly what I did. My son had like sunglasses and like a curly, like thin mustache. That was like the first drawing I can ever remember being like very proud of. And I remember specifically the part that I liked the most was the fact that I made the corn look like, you know how corn, if you were to draw a very simplified design of corn, it's got like the little crosshatch on it. I remember doing that and being like, oh my god, it's like you can see the individual kernels and stuff. And that drawing I did like when I was, I don't know, I'm gonna say like younger than 10. And I don't know what exactly drew me to it. Drew. It was just more of like, you know, as a kid, you're kind of just like throwing a lot of toys and things to keep you busy, and drawing was the one that I kept coming back to for some reason. I just really enjoyed it. And I think my interest in like cartoons that I was seeing on TV and like animated movies and stuff, I think when I realized that those were drawings, I was like, whoa, I want to be able to draw like that too. So that's kind of where it started, I think. And then I don't think back then I really realized like, well, I knew that animated shows and cartoons and stuff were obviously drawings, but it never clicked in my head that it was like a job that you could do until I was maybe in middle school. And so I think that was around the time where middle school is like when you start thinking a little more seriously about your, maybe, I mean, I don't know, depending on the child, but at least for me, I think middle school is when I started thinking more seriously about my future. And so I was like, well, if I were to start investing my time and energy now to drawing, then maybe by the time that I have to go to college and then I'm out of college, maybe I'll be really, really good at drawing then. And then maybe I can get a job drawing like cartoons and animation. And so I think even though I didn't really have a clear grasp or idea of like how that all worked, I just knew that if I practice now, I'd be a lot better later. And I, you know, as a kid, you kind of, unless you have like pretty good awareness, you just kind of think, you look at your drawing regardless of where your skill level is at, and you might be like, oh yeah, this is pretty good, like I'm pretty good at drawing right now, but I'm gonna get super good at drawing later, like even better than this, you know? Let me see, what else did you ask? What were my early drawings of? Okay, let me actually take a bite of this chicken finally. Again, this new hot sauce is 500,000 Scoville heat units. Garlic and arbol. Moruga scorpion hot sauce. I know it's time to take a bite of hot sauce when I can start talking normally again. Oh yeah, this one is just a walk in the park in comparison to the bomb. I used to think cartoons were people in costumes when I was really little. That's cute. I don't know at what point I realized that they were drawings. I just remember being like, oh, maybe you know what it was? I bet it was that like, sometimes on those Disney like VHS tapes, they'll have the like behind the scenes of like, oh, here's the artist in the studio and they're working on the drawing. And there's like, oh my god, they're drawings! Whoa! I think that's how I figured it out. My early drawings were of animals and, yeah, just copying cartoon drawings that I really liked. Oh yeah, I drew a lot of Pokemon. I drew Hamtaro a lot. I remember when I first started getting into anime, I copied like I didn't trace it, I just tried to copy and draw it as best as I could. It was a manga cover of Naruto. And I remember being so proud of that drawing. I was like, oh my god, I drew Naruto. I can draw like like Kishimoto sensei. Let's see. When did you start working on the skill more seriously, and was that like... So yeah, I think middle school was when I knew that I had my eyes set on like going to art school. I didn't know when or where, but I just knew that I wanted to go to art school down the line. So I think that was around when I was like, I'm gonna be an artist. Or I want to be an artist. Who or what inspired your style as it developed? Definitely, I think because my original exposure to drawing came from Western style animation. That never left my core, despite the fact that I got into anime during an influential period in my life, like when I was a teenager. And I think that's why I would describe my style as kind of having elements of both. It's not too Eastern, too Eastern influenced, and it's not too Western either. It's like somewhere in the middle, if you had to give it like a scale. What challenges on both personal and technical level did you face? That one is a funny question, because I clearly remember, I'm putting more sauce on, that definitely wasn't hot enough. I definitely remember, because as a kid, I didn't have access to like a digital art program or computer, so all my drawings were just traditional. And there was a point where, you know, because I only had access to traditional mediums, I was like, well, I'm just become really good at traditional art, so like I don't need digital art. Like I'll get good with traditional art. And at the time there was a lot of artists on DeviantArt and stuff who did traditional art as well, and so I was aspiring to be like a lot of the traditional artists that I saw on DeviantArt. Because I was like, well, if they can do it, then I can do it. Like, I'll figure it out eventually. And then eventually, I did get my hands on a tablet and my first laptop. And I remember my first digital drawings were not very good. And I think at the time, I also didn't know much about like digital art programs. I'm getting a bite. I think my first art program, aside from MS Paint, which comes on every single computer, Windows computer, let me specify, it was Open Canvas. It was a program called Open Canvas, and Open Canvas had a lot of brushes and tools that kind of mimics like a watercolor-esque feel and look to it. Like the ink, the color and the brushes had like a type of opacity to it. That's where you started too, Noni? Yeah! Open Canvas. And then I think my Wacom tablet did come with Photoshop, but it was like, at the time I don't know if Photoshop was really, or it was like not actually Photoshop, it was like some kind of like alternate version of Photoshop, just like some very limited version of it where you couldn't really draw or do a lot of photo manipulation on it. It was just like for very basic editing, so it wasn't meant for like doing digital art at all, which is why I stuck to Open Canvas, because Open Canvas was free and it worked great. So I liked Open Canvas a lot. And then from Open Canvas I had started to see people talk about Paint Tool Sai, and it was like, oh my god, Paint Tool Sai, that's cool. And everybody was drawing on Paint Tool Sai, and I was like, wow, that UI looks so neat. I want to draw like those speed paint videos I see on YouTube where they're using Paint Tool Sai. So I think then I was using Paint Tool Sci for a while, and then eventually when I got into high school, my high school required that we all used MacBook computers, and MacBook computers back then could not run Paint Tool Sci. Paint Tool Sci could only run on Windows computers, and so all of a sudden I was having to start all over again, learning a brand new program. But at least from that point on, I was using Photoshop, and basically I really struggled learning how to use Photoshop on a MacBook, as well as just getting used to using like a Mac computer. But then eventually I got over it and I figured it out. And then I was using Apple computers for quite a bit up until my most recent PC, which is this one, which is a Windows. And I haven't been able to stop using Photoshop since. I just kind of been using it for so long, and I'm just so used to it now. It's kind of hard to learn another program. Some spit went in the back of my throat. Oh my god. You love Sci, and then you moved to Clip Studio Paint. I've been using that ever since. Yeah, I have Clip Studio Paint as well, and I've had to use it for a few freelance jobs here and there. But I don't know. I guess I just had to get used to it. You know, like I gotta force myself to have more exposure to it in the same way that I was forced to use Photoshop a long time ago. But it's just why do that when I can just use what's easy and convenient for me personally? Don't you mean Manga Studio? Let's see. How did you start content creation? I kind of answered that a little bit. Or no, I was getting to there. I hadn't reached that point when I was talking about like how I discovered VTubers. So at the time when, you know, during that whole period of like me figuring out what a VTuber was and what, yeah, just like how that was working, in between all of that, I was watching a lot of people on YouTube for a very long time, like Let's Players, such as Game Grumps, or Markiplier, or who else did I watch? Manly Badass Hero. I could name a couple more, but those are like the top 3 that come to mind immediately. Yeah, just like a bunch of other content creators, like Try Guys, and the Try Guys who come from BuzzFeed. So some of those BuzzFeed creators, like Watcher. Watcher is Ryan Bergara and Shane Madej. But yeah, so I was just watching a lot of content on YouTube, basically. And in my mind, I never thought that it would be something that I would end up doing as well. But now we're here. Actually, oh god, now Keiko's the one with the the glasses emoji. Actually, Manga Studio was only used for the boxed physical release for a small amount of time in the USA before it was folded into the universally branded Clip Studio Paint. We do love Manly. I do love Manly Badass Hero. Honestly, I hope he gets a VTuber someday. That'd be pretty cool. Yes, so we need to move on to the next heat level. So yeah, I was watching a lot of YouTube content, and then I was figuring out what VTubers were around the same time. And so at that point in time in my life, I I was very burnt out. I was very tired because I had been doing art for so long, and given now that you know a little bit more about my background history of like how I started getting into art, basically like I had kind of holed myself into exactly the thing that I just said that I didn't want to do, which was being like, I'm gonna be the artist. And that, I think that's exactly why now I'm like, I don't want to be known as an artist. That's just something that I can do, and it is a part of me, but I don't want that to be my singular identity. And the reason why I can say that is because at that time in my life when I was like discovering VTubers and watching all this content creation, I was so burnt out from drawing and drawing and drawing and drawing and drawing for very, very long, extended periods of time for many, many years. And don't get me wrong, I obviously still love drawing, and I still do it, clearly, but I think that's also why I kind of don't do or don't want to do drawing streams as much, because I already have spent so much of my life drawing, and I'm like, I want to do some other things. Like, I know I can draw and I can always improve. You never stop improving as long as you keep drawing, but yeah, I was like, I need another hobby. I need something else to do. And so remember I had mentioned I was also in a point of time where I wasn't playing a lot of video games despite watching a lot of video game content and always having been a big video game fan. So those two ideas just kind of meshed together, and I was like, well, why don't I just give streaming a try? Because for one, let's just say the streaming part of it doesn't work out. On the other hand, I could say, well, I have the experience of rigging and drawing my own model, so I could then use that as another portfolio piece or for commissions. And if the streaming does work out, then I just have like another thing that I can enjoy doing. And that'd be pretty exciting. So this next hot sauce is Bravado Spice Co. Ancho Masala Scorpion Reaper. Look at that, it's 5 flames. 800,000 Scoville heat units. Shaking it up to shake it on camera for you guys. I noticed I'm not used to I'm used to the camera being up here, not down here. So I have to remember to, like, you guys can only see me express myself right here. Anyways, here comes the sauce. I put that's a lot. Put a thick amount because this last one wasn't hot at all. And maybe that's just because, like, the bomb was so intense that it didn't feel like anything. Maybe I've lost all sense of any sort of pain receptor in my mouth. Spread it. What else? Yeah, so I think that's why I was like, oh, well, streaming will give me a chance to play a lot of video games, and I have previously never given myself the opportunity to play video games or spend money on video games because I was just so focused in on, like, honing my art skills and drawing and just doing that only. So yeah, it was just kind of like, well, let's just see what happens. I need another hobby, and I can confidently say that I do enjoy streaming a lot, and I enjoy all the planning and organizing that goes into making these streams happen, and planning things out and thinking about the future. And I really want to be able to commit more time to my personal projects through my channel and my streaming over time. So again, thank you so much for all your support up until this point, and I hope that channel and, like, what I can do here will keep expanding and broadening our horizons a bit. Also, it's been, like, very fun, you know, because since I have only done so much drawing and animating, getting to do the other stuff is like, oh, this is fun. I haven't reached the point where I, like, have a critical eye to, like, hate everything I'm doing. It's just like, wow, I sang that song. Wow, I edited that video, and it's pretty decent, I guess. You know? I'm just having fun with it, and I think that's the most part of any sort of skill set that you do, is just having fun, because that's how you grow. That's how you get better. It encourages you to keep doing it. Yeah, these taste infinitely better than the bomb. Uh-oh. A tummy wart. Eat it daily like it's nothing? Yeah, it's pretty tame. I'm surprised I have such a high Scoville heat unit. It doesn't really feel like anything. But again, I think it's just the bomb was like so intense. Oh, okay. Well, there's a little bit here. Let me get that. I'm gonna grab the meat. It is infinitely easier to eat with my bare hands now. By the way, the gloves were a nice attempt at keeping things clean, but whatever. How to get into vetoing? Yeah, that's kind of what I had already said. And then, how did Calico Pascal come about? What are the influences behind your design and the lore? Okay, well, lore I haven't really delved into at all or really talked about too much because I honestly am still workshopping a lot of it. But I like the idea of an otter living at the aquarium, which is like one of my favorite places in the world. And just like talking to people outside their bubble. Getting to try new things. Getting to experience the world and meet new people. I think that is the main underlying idea behind it. I think, was this in another question previously that I might have missed? Like, did someone, I can't remember if there was a question about, like, how did I come up with my name? Or maybe I'm just making stuff up. But, if, since I'm talking about it anyways, so, Calico, the name Calico, it derives from the calico scallop, because scallops are one of the things that sea otters eat quite a bit. And a calico scallop specifically is like, if you've ever gone to the beach or seen like, you know, when you Google a seashell, it's kind of like your typical seashell that you always imagine when you think of a seashell. It's like the little fan shape with like an orange, pinkish, whitish color with like some odd patterning. Thus like a calico, like the pattern. But I thought when I was trying to come up with a name, I thought Calico was unique. And the only thing that I thought was maybe confusing was like, well, I'm sure when people hear Calico, they think of like a calico cat, even though I'm an otter. But maybe, I was like, oh, maybe that would be like unique enough. And I'm the type of person where when I come up with names for things, or characters, I generally will try to say it in my head or out loud to see how it sounds like. So it was like, okay, well, I got the first name, so now I gotta come up with a last name that doesn't sound like, the names don't sound too chunky. And Pascal came about as one of the options because it was based off of Pascal from Animal Crossing, which is one of my favorite games. And Pascal is a sea otter. And the Pascal, the sea otter from Animal Crossing, gets his name from, I forget his first name, but his last name is Pascal. And it's the scientist who, it's the scientist who came up with what's called like the Pascal unit. And it's basically what determines the underwater pressure, like pressure underwater in the ocean. It's called a Pascal. So yeah, it all tied in nicely together, I think. So, I mean, I hope to come up with a little more little details and fun things to reveal about my lore in the meantime, but for now we just streaming and we having a good time. We're here to chill. So what's the next hot sauce on this list? Do-do-do. Oops. Ah! Let's not make it bigger. Whoopsies. Shrink down a little. Next sauce on this list is the Chili Mash Co. Okay, we are, as you can see now, we're jumping a number very fast. We've gone from the 800,000 Scoville heat unit to now 2,200,000 Scoville heat units for the Chili Mash Co. Reaper hot sauce. Yeah, you did give this one to Eros. Didn't he say that this was his favorite hot sauce out of the bunch? Let me move this up a little. Okay, so my memory is not failing me. He did say it was his favorite hot sauce. Just a small step. It's made with mango. Ooh. I didn't look at the ingredients, but let me see. And let's also move on to the next marshmallow question. Thank you for the question again, by the way. You asked so much. It was a very good question. Or questions, I should say. Oh no. It's so big. Ah! Let's shrink it back down. Hey Calico, if you could switch bodies with any VTuber and do a stream in their place, who would you pick and what stream would you do? Oh, that's a that's a good one. Here's the Chili Mash Co, by the way. It's got a nice clean design, just like a white label. Very simple with the chili on it. And it's just like a Reaper sauce. Like, okay. Alright. I guess. It's kind of chunky. It's thick. I'm having to shake it quite a lot. Well, I could switch bodies with any VTuber. VTuber? Could do a oh my god, I have to like really shake it. It is so thick. You could switch bodies with any VTuber and do a stream in their place. Who would you pick and what stream would you do? I almost feel like I would... I don't have a VTuber in mind specifically. But I'd probably want to pick a VTuber who does something different than what I normally do. Like... Ooh. Wow, look at how chunky that is. It's a thick sauce. Oh my god. Okay, that's more than enough. So like, I mean, I've said that I've been interested in trying ASMR before, but I still haven't done it because I feel like I don't have the proper equipment to do so, but maybe I'd want to switch place with like an actual ASMR VTuber. I don't know a lot of ASMR VTubers because I don't partake in ASMR content particularly. But I think that'd be quite interesting to do, you know, just something different. Because I obviously already do art. I do a variety of stuff. I'm doing this hot sauce thing right now. I've done collabs with my brother. I've done collabs with friends. I'm trying to think. I mean, I guess some other things I haven't done yet are like a ranking or a review stream. Maybe playing games that I don't normally play. Oh, hi Kami! Welcome! Welcome! Where can I get this sauce? Good question. Keiko, do you know where did you get this sauce? Because Keiko was the one who procured these sauces for me. Ooh, excuse me. Oh, the heat. I'm gonna take a bite. Yeah, actually this is really good. Actually, this isn't spicy at all. It's just yummy. I could see myself eating this every day. I think though, I really think what it is like my pain receptors have been blasted by the bomb. So now everything else is like super tame in comparison. I don't think I'll be needing that emergency ice cream at all, but I'm not gonna let this ice cream go to waste. It'll just be celebratory end of the stream ice cream. Yeah, I'll put more sauce because I can confidently say if you're not a big hot sauce spicy person, you can eat like a lot of this and you'll be fine. Ah. Like, look at how much sauce that I mean, even this is like, I think it just is a lot because it has mango in it, so it's just very thick and pulpy. But that's what makes it like sweet. And it has a bit of heat, but it's not like crazy. A fire type otter. Ooh. Don't let Pokemon know about that. They'll come up with something before me. Let's see. Sorry, I know I should have been eating something when I answered this question, but we haven't even reached like halfway through the questions yet. Okay. What's the spiciest thing you've eaten? Any definition? Well, the answer I want to say I cannot. The second answer is probably the bomb hot sauce. Let you interpret that as you will. How are you so fabulous? Aw, you guys. I'm like, you guys. Me fabulous when my hands and my face are like all covered in hot sauce? Me fabulous? You think I'm fabulous? Oh my god. When it comes to flavor, Reaper peppers are really delicious. I don't think I've ever had a... I mean, outside of this hot sauce, I don't think I've ever had a Reaper pepper alone. But actually... I was talking about this last stream, when I was eating the spicy noodles. There was this gaming... Well, not really gaming. It was like gaming entertainment channel. Gaming related channel. Yeah, see, I'm talking like forward to the monitor, but I keep forgetting the camera's over here. So, I used to watch this gaming-esque related channel called Hot Pepper Gaming, and the whole premise was like, it would have a talent come on and eat a pepper live on camera, and then, well, live, you know, when they're recording. And then, yeah, while they're going through the motions of eating that pepper, they have to talk about the video game that they want to talk about. Seems like it was pretty popular when it was around at the time. I mean, it was kind of like a Hot Ones, but not. You know, because they were just eating peppers and not eating chicken wings with hot sauce. And the person speaking wasn't being interviewed. They were just like trying to talk about, like, I'm pretty sure they wrote down like a whole thing, like a whole like paragraph of what they wanted to say, and then it's just like, yeah, you're just gonna try reading this out loud while you're dying on a pepper. And I know, I think the people who ran the channel, they would let the people know, like their guests on the channel, like, oh, this is about how hot this pepper is, and this is about how hot this pepper is, so like you really had a kind of choice to how much you think you could handle. Yeah, I think so far out of all these hot sauces, this one, the chili mash co, probably the best tasting one. I think it's very balanced in terms of flavor and heat. It doesn't taste like garbage. Doesn't taste like nuclear waste. Yeah, I think that's pretty clean. No, it's not perfect, but as much as I could grab. Alright, next question. Who is your craziest? Hear me out. Oh boy. Well, now I have to think about it. It's craziest. Hear me out. Also, I gotta wipe my hand so I can move the hot sauce list up. Craziest. Hear me out. Yeah, you guys, you took the spicy definition and just kind of ran with it, didn't you? We're on the last hot sauce, by the way. So after this, I will just kind of probably finish up the rest of the wings with whatever I feel like. Maybe we should do maybe when we get to the last couple questions, what if I just like put every single hot sauce on one chicken wing? I think that sounds like a good idea. Okay, so this next sauce, Mad Dog 357. I know the Scoville unit is technically less than the last hot sauce I just did, but that's only because when I googled the Scoville units for this hot sauce, it didn't have a specific number. It just said like over 2 million Scoville heat units, and the other hot sauce was just like specifically 2,200,000 Scoville units. So I was like, well, I mean, over 2 million could mean like, is it 2,500,000? Is it 2,300,000? 2,700,000? Like, I don't know. So I put it as last, and just in case it was over 2,200,000. This is what it looks like. The label is more of what you'd expect out of a hot sauce. It's like, oh, you eat this and you're gonna die. Good luck. Well, we're not quite there yet. There's several more questions before we get to the last question. You like this one a lot? That's good. Ugh. This one is, as you can see, well, maybe you can't. Well, you'll see in a second. Not as thick as the other one. It's quite watery. Just hear me out. Man, now I'm trying to think of, like, what obscure characters would I don't know. I feel like it's not too crazy. Because I think, like, maybe for a normie it's weird, but if you're a furry, it's totally not. Or if you're into robots, it also wouldn't be weird. Shadow the Hedgehog? Surprisingly, that's not... I don't think that's as weird as, like, Zenyatta from Overwatch. Metal Sonic? Yeah, that's a little bit closer, I guess. Yeah, I don't know, some robots, I think I'm being influenced by, like, some artists and streamers that I follow. Yeah, I mean, yeah, they're mostly artists, but I think some of them have started streaming. They're also into robots getting it on, and I think their art is very tasteful and it's nice. So I have acquired a bit of an eye for robots, I suppose. 2025, the year that everybody starts banging robots. But the other answer that I was gonna say, that's like, again, maybe weird for a normie and not weird for if you're a furry. Jose Carioca from The Three Caballeros. It's a Disney movie with Donald Duck and the parrot and the rooster. Jose is the parrot. Yeah, see? It's like... It's not strange, per se, if you understand, like, furry culture. Because I think most furries would agree that Jose Carioca is hot. And also, disclaimer to say that I'm technically not a furry. All right, so now what's the hear me out? I'm gonna hear you out. the hear me out part, or what? I think it's just the fact that Jose is like an anthropomorphized anthro bird, and then a robot. Yeah, if you're a furry, exactly. I don't know. I can't think of like. I'm trying really hard to think of something that would be like very obscure and weird, but nothing is coming to mind. I think that is to say because most of the times when I like characters, I don't look at them and initially think like would. I just like, I like this character, and then maybe down the line I'm like, you know what, I would. I don't think there's been a character where I've looked at them immediately and was like, would. Like, because like if they were a weird, like obscure-ish thing. That's not like a human, right? Because the other maybe like weird answer is, again, if you're not a furry, is the Death from the Puss in Boots movie. But I think most people would agree he's hot too. It's the personality. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I'm gonna have more of this Mad Dog because it's spicier than the chili mash. Oh, let's have, wow, oh, that was a lot. Whoops. On a scale of what? On a scale of 1 to 10, how cool is Sonic? Sonic is like a 10,000. Duh. Next question. Easy. Easy question. You want chicken so bad? Yeah, get some chicken, Noni. Tea or coffee? I like both. If I had to choose, it'd probably be tea. But as of lately, I've been having a lot of coffee. I don't know if I already said that, but the spoon looks so nice. I like how round it is. Isn't it cute? It is a nice design. You have a good eye, Nani. Yeah, the coffee I've been having lately at home is because my folks came back from their travels recently, and they brought instant coffee from Laos. And I was like, whoa. Lao instant coffee sounds pretty good. And it is pretty good. Oh no, Keiko, what have you done? A soup spoon? I don't know if it's meant for... I mean, I'm sure all spoons are meant for soup, right? But I don't know why specifically this, like, plastic utensil company decided to make theirs so round and rotund. By the way, one thing I've always been really proud of is, like, no matter how messy a type of food is, like, obviously ignore what's on the plate, but, like, in terms of, like, my hands, like, I manage to keep all the sauce only to, like, certain fingers. It's not that bad. I'm pretty tidy for the most part. Mama Pascal used to always laugh because every time she takes me to, like a seafood boil type thing, like, I always somehow manage to neatly pile all my, like, shells and seashells on, like, one little neat pile, and then my hands aren't very dirty, and I usually don't have a lot of sauce on my napkin, like the napkin that you keep, like, in front of your shirt, your, like, little bib the seafood boil bib. That's impressive. I avoid seafood boil because it's too messy. Yeah, it does get pretty messy. I definitely still need like a napkin or a wet nap after. But yeah, I'm pretty good about it. Even now, like, let's say I managed to keep everything onto the plate, and there's only like maybe crumbs and things on the tablecloth. Thankfully. You prefer coffee, but you still love tea. Yeah, me too. I just think, you know, maybe it's, my eyes have not been totally opened, but I just feel like there's so much more variety and things of tea versus coffee, which just is like, regardless of, I mean, again, as far as I know, my eye is not open. Like, most coffee just, like, tastes pretty much like the same. It just tastes like coffee, but maybe more or less sweet or bitter. Whereas tea is like, you can have strawberry tea, you can have, like, vanilla tea, you can have green tea, you can have, like, you can make tea out of just about anything. You haven't explored coffee? Yeah, see, I had a feeling, because I know I've heard Australian coffee is like really, really good. Or the coffee scene in Australia. We've yet to go down under. Yeah, I'm only the only coffee that I know of is like your typical black coffee, and then coffee with sugar, and coffee with milk, and coffee with honey. You're an instant coffee lover. I'm too lazy for beans. Oh, Papa Pascal? Papa Pascal loves to grind his own beans in the morning. So he has like a whole little, ooh, excuse me. He has his own little, like, a little jar that's just filled with like the coffee grinds, fresh coffee grinds. Light, medium, and dark roasts all taste very different, and origin makes a big difference, too. Examples are Colombian, Ethiopian, Indonesian, etc. I drank the instant, but my partner is a coffee nerd. He has all the tools. Ah! I'm jealous. It must be so fun. I'd like to get into that, too. My old tank mate used to also, every once in a while, he would get into certain, like, hyperfixations of things. So one time it was cheese, and then another time it was coffee, where he went out and bought like a really nice coffee machine. So for a short period of time I got to figure out how to use it, and that was fun. My tiny barista arc. It was like a commercial grade coffee machine too. Because he tends to, like, you know, he'll get really caught up in like a specific thing, and then he'll do a lot of research on it, and then he'll go and spend money on like the things, like the essential stuff, or the stuff that people rate really highly for that kind of hobby or thing. So yeah, there was also a period of time where I was eating a lot of cheese despite the fact that I am lactose intolerant. Ugh. My nose. Ugh. Let's see. Beans seem to be popular, but I know Australia is known particularly for preferring instant kind. Is that true? I had no idea. No, instant is popular in Southeast Asia. Oh yeah. Cheese doesn't have much lactose in it. Oh, I see. But I mean, it doesn't have a lot of lactose, but you underestimate the amount of cheese that we would have in our fridge. It was kind of out of control. Ugh, okay. Well, I'm down to the last couple of chicken here. But let's move on. We're getting closer to the end of these questions. You don't know about instant preferred in Australia, but people sure liked going to cafes for barista-made stuff. Calico is so cheesy. Oh yeah. It's just in my blood now. Hard cheese has less lactose than soft cheeses. Oh, I see. We would often get a mix of both. So, usually my tank mates, whenever they felt like it, they would go onto this one website, which I don't remember anymore at this point, I'd have to ask. But they would go on the specific website that just has like a ton of cheese that you could order, and for like really good prices. I forgot what the catch was. I think it was like, if you ordered a certain amount, it would get shipped to your place very quickly, and then you would get quite a good deal on like the amount of cheese you would get. So a lot of the times they would like bulk order a ton of different cheeses, and then we would just have like a cheese tasting party with our friends. I think the British might be the same. A lot of our food and beverage preferences have us looking like heathens. I think it's more like for at home kami isn't easy. Espresso's a hit at home. True. Who doesn't like easy inconvenience? You're so glad you're not lactose intolerant. Have you ever made cheese soup? I don't think I've ever made soup where cheese was like the biggest ingredient, but I've had soups where I've added a bit of cheese. Like French onion soup, for example. It's not primarily cheese, but it does contain quite a bit of cheese. If I could have milks, creams, and cheese, I'd be good. Why am I typoing all over the place? Ugh. Yeah, if you couldn't have milks, creams, and cheese. See, I've described this before too, is like, I'm lactose intolerant to a certain degree, so I can have dairy to an extent, but I can't have too much, otherwise I will be on the toilet in like 30 minutes. Broccoli cheddar is goat. I think broccoli cheddar is pretty good. It's not my favorite, but I do like that soup. Okay, as I said, I'm going to start. Maybe I should I just mix it all on the plate and then like kind of roll the chicken onto it? Because I feel like if I try to pour the sauce on top, oh, I don't know, maybe let's just do it. Let's just pour it on top. Why not? So let's start from the beginning. Oh, maybe I should reshake the bottle too, since it's had time to set. You think you might have some effect? Oh, it might have some effect on me if I have too much, but it's also what I expect from overindulging. Yeah. I'm kind of lactose intolerant, but luckily not to like Casper levels. Yeah, Casper has it pretty... I think... Yeah, I mean, from what I remember, Casper intolerance seems to be a little more than mine. I think I can handle it a bit more than him. Here, I'll just start layering on the sauces and kind of mix it up as we go. And then I'll scrape off if it's like way too much. So the next question is, like, if you have a milkshake, I call toilet time after dessert. Yeah, I mean, for me it depends. Like, I can have sometimes I can have a milkshake and then I'm like on the toilet, or sometimes I can have a milkshake and I'm fine. It just kind of depends on what I've eaten beforehand. Or if I've eaten beforehand. Oh my god, that's a lot. No! My sauce! It's okay. Whatever. I'll just roll up the extra that I miss. You like to avoid the stomach ache if possible. Yeah, me too. Which is kind of why, like, I've stopped. Like, I'll still do yogurt. Because I can't stop with the yogurt. But I try to do less cream, less cheese, and definitely, like, no milk if I can. Milk seems to be the worst one. I'll still do ice cream, though. Oh my god. Ooh. The pour! I know, don't worry about it. I have, but I will never turn down a milkshake. Oh, it hurts. No. Yeah, here comes the nasty stuff. Ugh. Okay, this is the killer, honestly. How much chicken do you have left? I think... Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, and including this one right here, this is 5. Time to suffer. I do have my emergency ice cream on hand. I hope it hasn't melted. Okay, I'm not gonna go too crazy with this one. like last time, since we're adding like a bunch of other sauces too. So the question was, would you rather fight one horse-sized otter or 100 100 otter-sized horses? Gamba, thank you. Well, we're still stacking on the sauces. We're not done yet. You know, I kind of... I'm just imagining, like, a bunch of little horses. I think the... God, I think the obvious answer is, like, the one horse-sized otter. Because I think you could easily tame a one horse-sized otter, but I don't think you could... I don't think you could stop 100 otter-sized horses. I just imagine them all like running around your ankles. This abomination. It is so red. It is very red. Look at it. Okay, I'll try to balance out the heat with a lot of this. This is, look, it's so thick. I'm like having to like pat it. Oh my god. Don't explode, please. Ah! Getting everywhere except on the chicken. It's so covered. At least you like this one. Yeah, it should help balance the bomb, because I know, like, probably between all of this, the bomb is just still gonna stand out. I have a feeling. Last one of the 8. Go. Where is it? Where'd it go? Oh my god, it's so... Go. Go, 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 go. Alright. I will... The satisfying pop. You have some chicken with your hot sauce? I do have some chicken still, so we can roll some of the other pieces in this mess. Look at this. It is getting slathered in all this sauce. Ah. Okay, let's move on to the next question as well. Praying for your stomach ache, dude. I actually feel pretty okay. Oh, speaking of stomach aches though. So, during the stream last week, I think maybe you guys can agree, I handled the noodles pretty well, but the next day, I definitely had to go to the bathroom, and it definitely burned. So, take that with what you will. What's your go-to boba order? Go-to boba order? It's usually... It depends on where I'm going. If I have never been there before, I usually will try like a staple, like just a regular black milk tea with boba. Unless they have something like special in like that some other boba places don't have, then I would go for that first. And that always varies between different boba places. Yeah, so I'm gonna take a bite of this. Here we go! This is all the sauces, all 8 sauces combined. Maybe keep some a TV in the freezer for later. Cheers. Thank you for your 2 years and 200 subscribers. Oh god, the sauce. I got dripping everywhere. But I took a hearty bite. You know, all things considered, not that bad. Yeah, I think just this one alone absolutely blasted my mouth. And now everything else is like, whatever. Like, I didn't put too much of the bomb on this sauce, so it's got heat, but it's not like, not as painful as the first time. Or when I had the bomb like by itself. So pretty good. Pretty good, I'd say. Also, I did take some precaution I ate oatmeal beforehand. Just so that I wasn't eating like a bunch of spicy food on an empty stomach. And you know, that's the secret. Remember that time that I did the drinking stream? Where I played Big Brain Academy while drinking? So the only reason why I managed to not get sick, I think, despite how much I drank, was because I also had oatmeal beforehand. Oatmeal just kind of absorbs everything. Okay, it is starting to... It burns a little bit. I think it's getting hotter as I eat it. I might eat up chicken in a minute. Hell yeah. Join me! But, I guess other than trying out, like, a boba place's standard, like, black milk tea, probably matcha. I do like matcha a lot. Matcha latte or matcha milk tea. Pretty good. It's not my go-to, but I also really enjoy, like a barley or almond milk tea. Those are good too. Ugh. Oh god, it's burning now. Jasmine milk tea, 25% sweetness. Ooh. Yeah, I generally will do 0 to 25% sweetness. These days it's 0. I'm really trying to cut out extra added sugar where I can. You're hungry? Yeah, join me. Get some chicken. Always make matcha with fresh milk, though. I find I stand the milk powder better than fresh milk. Yeah, same. Oh, generally I still ask for, like a milk substitute if I can. Sweet enough already. Hehehe. Oh, Cammy. Kami. Oh god. I'm saying Cammy because I'm thinking about Blake. Blake Ladette. I miss that boy. Oh, okay, this is second to last question. Let me make it bigger so you guys can also read it. Blake mentioned. Okay. This question says, okay, look, there's like all this sauce on my thumb. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood? A woodchuck would chuck, I don't know, as much wood as a woodchuck would chuck if a woodchuck would chuck wood. And also, did you know that Also, did you know that Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled wait, what? Isn't it pickled peppers, not picked peppers? I'm pretty sure it's Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, not Peter Piper picked a peck of picked peppers. A peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked, but if Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked? Blah. You think that Chuck is who submitted this, huh? It must have been Peter Piper or the woodchuck, obviously. I think the Chuck is a misremembered thing. Maybe. Okay, so I did not know that Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers. A peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked, but if Peter Piper picked a peck of pickled peppers, where's the peck of pickled peppers Peter Piper picked? I don't know. They're somewhere, right? Not with me. Oh, I gotta resize the question. Ooh. Wow, this is the last one. Okay, here. Maybe I'll do you guys want an encore? More da bomb? I'll mix the bomb with the Reaper sauce, so it doesn't taste as disgusting, but it would still be pretty spicy. I feel like that's a fair compromise, since all the sauces together didn't really do too much. I mean, it was hot over time, but not as hot as I was expecting. Ooh. Also, it's hard to pick off all this meat. Yum. Blem. Fresh. Alright. I'll use one of these guys. So the last question here. Tell us about some of the best sides of streaming that a viewer will never see. The best sides of streaming that a viewer will never see. Well, I think on that, let's take a little. We'll do a little question break, because I am thinking about it, but I'd also like to mention that we are coming up at the end of January here, which means February is among us. And so, I do already have February schedules picked out for the month. Obviously, as usual, any changes that might need to happen to the schedule, I will post here on YouTube and on my social medias. But for now, this is February schedule. So last February, I tried to focus more on visual novels all month, but this time around, I wanted to do a little bit mix of things. There were some visual novel demos that I wanted to do, but I can't find them anymore. Like, I had seen that they had been updated or something, and then when I went to the Steam page, they weren't there anymore. So unfortunately, I kind of had to change up the plans a little bit. But this is the schedule for February as it's looking right now. As I said, unless schedule needs to change, all streams will be on Thursday at 7 p.m. PST. So starting with I think the first Thursday of February is the 6th. So that first stream we are going to be playing a demo for a visual novel, a girls love visual novel, a Yuri, called Love Curse, Find Your Soulmate. Oh, your birthday's in February. Well, happy early birthday, Vizerogue. I hope it'll be a good one when it comes around. And so, yeah, it'll be, because it's only a demo, I don't know how long it'll be stream-wise, so if we finish a bit early, I'll probably just do chatting at the end. But I was curious about this particular visual novel because I saw it pop around on Twitter. And I was like, oh, I always enjoy playing demos on here because they're pretty good, short length in terms of like stream time. It's not like too long, it gives you a little taste and allows you guys to kind of seek games out outside of here if you decide you want to play it or investigate further. And so then the Thursday after that, it'll be on the 13th, so just before Valentine's Day. And as my Valentine's Day treat to you, I'm going to be doing a drawing stream. I'll be taking requests live. I don't know how or what I'm going to like restrict it to, like in terms of, for example, I thought like, oh, maybe I'll just do like, I'll draw everybody's requests as chibis or something. You know, keeping it simple or like making it so that way I can get to everybody's requests as soon as I can. But I don't know. I'll think about the logistics a little bit more on that one. But the idea is you can first come first. Whoever comes first will get the requests first. So I will take them as I see them. The Thursday after that, I'll be playing Infinity Nikki, which is it's not a visual novel, obviously, but it is a game that I've been eyeing for some time that I've been wanting to play and just haven't had the time to outside of stream. Just because every time when I have the chance to play a game off stream, I'm playing Marvel Rivals, unfortunately. So my brain has been preoccupied with something else. So stream is like the perfect time to start playing Infinity Nikki. And I know you guys all love gacha. Not that I'm gonna be spending money on gacha, but you'll get to see me do the like free pool that they initially give you. If that is anything worth it. I can't speak. My god. My mouth. And then the last Thursday of February, the 27th, I'm going to see if we can finish Our Life, Beginnings, and Always, which is a visual novel that I had started quite a long time ago. I think like during the first year that I started streaming even. And the few times that I had streamed Our Life, Beginnings, and Always, I kept thinking that I was getting close to the end, and then there was just like, oh, there's still a lot more. And there was more and more and more. So hopefully we can finally wrap it up, and then we'll have like a completed series of something. Wow. I think that would be, other than those games that are like one and done, I think it would be our first long-term game that finally gets finished on year. It's kind of difficult when you only stream once a week. So, and then, I don't want people to keep coming back to the same thing, even though I know some of you like that too. Maybe it's just the consistency, I don't know. But I like to vary it up. I like shaking it up. So that's the tentative plans, unless things change for whatever reason. And again, if the schedule is to change, I will put the changes up on YouTube, and this schedule for February will shortly go up on the free chat on my channel, so be sure to go over there and check it out if you ever need a reminder. Or if you go to my channel page, it should be like the first video, like the featured video that you see, so you'll be reminded of the schedule. And also, if you subscribe to my YouTube channel, any updates that happen you will get from there. But I guess the new thing is now it's not only do you have to subscribe, you also have to remember to click the little bell icon so you can get those notifications of when I do make changes or update things. And then yeah, this art for the schedule is done by me. I actually drew it, let's see, it's 2025, so like 4 years ago. A long time ago. I know, it's like, well, Calico, how are you only celebrating your 2nd year anniversary, but you drew this back in 2021? Well, yeah, because I was still working on my model and setting things up and stuff, and I didn't start streaming until 2 years ago, but I first made my Twitter account in 2020. So I have technically been around. Yeah, I'm old. I watch. It's kind of crazy how fast, like, the VTuber circle of things have moved in just that short amount of time. Like, I've seen so many VTubers come and go from like 2020 up until now, and then I only started streaming like 2 years ago, and even then so much has changed in that time frame. 4 years ago is like 2015, right? Yeah, exactly. Also, while I had the schedule on screen, I went ahead and covered this chicken in the bomb and the Reaper. So I put the best sauce and the worst sauce together, and hopefully it balances out so it doesn't taste like awful poo-poo, but it's still like hot and spicy. So that I can answer this last question, which again is, tell us about some of the best sides of streaming that a viewer will never see. A very good thought-provoking question. So let me take a good bite of this chicken. Wow, it's amazing. The bomb cuts through all the yumminess of the chili mashed co. It still tastes like poop. Not even the good sauce could save the bad sauce from being bad. Unfortunate. Some of the best things is streaming that a viewer will never see. I think some of the best things of streaming that a viewer will never see is just kind of like the same thing that anybody gets from pursuing any sort of hobby. I think seeing the growth that goes on behind the scenes, the connections that you make with other streamers, you know, finding other like-minded people who also want to make and see their channel grow. I think on a personal level, it's nice to see, yeah, I mean, especially with streaming, because, you know, I think with things like art or music, really the thing that you can kind of garner in terms of like improvement is just like, oh, it sucks less. But I think with streaming, the more that you do it, it's not only like a, I guess like an observational thing of like, yeah, you got better at making conversation, or you improved your audio quality, or you came up with better ideas besides doing the same thing over and over. There's also like the actual like statistical side of it, which not a lot of other hobbies can do. So like you can actually see your growth and improvement through like pure numbers. And funny enough, that's kind of also why like you know, when you work out at the gym, for example, you can easily tell that you're improving if you are seeing like muscle growth, or like, you know, you're becoming more toned, right? You're losing fat. If those are your fitness goals, you're feeling stronger. But the way that you can definitely verify that you are improving is like if you go and get yourself like doing like a body scan where you can actually see the numbers of like where you started before you started working out, versus like, I don't know, a couple months later down the line, you weigh yourself or you check your body fat percentage and your skeletal muscle mass, and you can see the actual numbers go up or down. And that's a really great feeling that I can't really describe other than like, yeah, it's akin to just like any other hobby, that the more you practice, you know, that feeling of seeing things improve and grow. And also, something else is that I think this is why, you know, in our society, our online society today, especially if you're an artist, you know, so many people, not everybody, but a good portion of people, right? Sometimes they get caught up in the numbers because the numbers help verify that feeling that they want to be perceived. They want someone to acknowledge and see that they are creating stuff and improving. And I think, yeah, streaming is the exact same thing. But for some reason, you know, I think it's a little more complicated than that too, because obviously everybody's desires for what they want out of their art is different. Like, you know, some people are just making art because they like the creative aspect of making art, and it's not so much that they need people to acknowledge them or perceive them, but they just like to do it. But you know, some people would argue with like, well, if that's all you cared about, then why even share your art with the world? And I think, you know, it's because deep down, no matter what, you want to express something, and you're hoping that it'll reach someone. And so, yeah, I mean, obviously, here with streaming, it might not be as deep. It's like, oh yeah, I want someone to relate to me while I play this video game. But I think it's just another form of expression, and maybe that's why I was also drawn to it in the first place, because I was already so burnt on art and having to do art for work and a career and trying to be perceived and acknowledged by like companies and stuff to get hired, and it was just really draining on me that I was getting so many rejections and not really getting anywhere, and I wasn't growing to the expectations that I had for myself back then. So I was just very incredibly frustrated, and so streaming just seemed like a good other creative outlet. Better took me another way. Oh. There's still some meat on this, but we've gone through all the questions here. I'm just about on time. I'm actually glad I managed to speed things up in the middle a little bit. I know it was kind of a slow start. But I hope it was entertaining nonetheless, and that you got to learn a little bit about me. Maybe. I don't know, I hope you enjoyed my suffering. Well, I still have my emergency ice cream. I can't do like the quotation marks like this way, because they're supposed to do like the air quotes like up here this way. The emergency ice cream. The emergency is that it is in my peripheral and now I must consume it. Ah. Yeah. If anything, what you should take away from this stream. This hot sauce, taste-wise, awful. It sucks. It's disgusting. But the heat is really good. And so the use case for it would be you take a little bit of it and you drop it into some, like, a big pot of soup. Because it's not enough that you would taste. It's disgusting, nasty, foul flavor. But you would certainly feel the heat. And that's what you want the most. Is the spice. The zest. I don't know, my camera's on focus now. Focus. Focus. Oh yeah, and for those of you who didn't see it before, my moe mole, my finger mole. Ugh. Oh, my nose is running and the skin around my lips is burning. Ugh. I still have to okay, let me just get this meat out of the way. Oh yeah, this remainder meat. Taking notes. Yeah, get in on the hot sauce, Kami. Whew. Actually surprised, because I honestly handled that a lot better than I thought I was going to. I was kind of afraid, but glad it worked out. Okay. There you go. Blech. Yeah, oh god, that the bomb sauce is just like so gross, nasty. 010 would not eat spice. Gotcha. Got it. I am licking my fingers clean. It's not bad manners if you can't see the licking the screen, or licking the fingers off the screen, right? Woo, we did it! Time for some celebratory ice cream. I don't know, I'll give there's only like, I think 4? Nope, only 3. Only 3 wings left. I might just give it to PJ if he's hungry. I also have This is what I was snacking on before the stream. It came with, the chicken wings came with like celery and carrots. It's healthy. Ready? You want to hear the celery crunch? Make good time. It's almost 10. I know. It was perfect. I'll just munch on this, a little veggie, so I don't feel as bad eating the ice cream. Oh, excuse me. People who say they don't lick when eating finger foods are lying. True. How can you not? It's like your hands are already clean. You're eating with your hands. Might as well just get off all the residue. Well, the next test is to see if the ice cream melted in the thermos. It's just French vanilla, by the way. Nothing fancy. It's only rude because you're supposed to wipe your hands. Rules are silly. Well, I'll do both. I'll wipe my hands and also lick off whatever's left on my hands too. Oh, look! I don't know if you can see it. It might be too dark. Oh, it's too dark. But it's still pretty whole in here from what I can see. So thermos actually worked. I'm just having to shake it out of the thermos now. Using the spoon to scoop it out. Oh god. I wiped my nose was running, and I must have gotten some sauce somewhere because it's like it burns. My nostrils are burning. Oh god. Okay, I know there's more than that in here. Come out here, ice cream. You hear me like trying to shake it out. It's like it's a thermos meant for drinks, but it's the one thing that I thought of that could insulate or keep the ice cream like cold, like better than just having it in a bowl sitting out, which I knew was definitely gonna melt. Oh, there's still a little bit in there. Come on, there's a little. My spoon's not long enough to reach the bottom of this thermos. I trapped ice cream. It's okay. If anything, I will just like I don't know. It'll either melt or I'll just like pour some water in there and maybe it'll unstick to the thermos. But let me set this aside for a second so you can look at this ice cream. Yeah. I know it's not a lot. And also, like, trying to make sure I don't accidentally mirror myself here. It's a garden eel. My garden eel spoon from Japan. It was a gift from a friend of mine. Ugh. Ugh. Wow, it barely melted. Yeah, I know. I was going big brain with that one. Delicious iced cream. Yes. My reward for the torture. My nose is still burning. There you go. Ice cream. Oh, it feels so nice. Mmm. Oh my god, that like melted in my mouth immediately. Oh, that's so nice. Ah. You know, what's funny is like it's been kind of cold here at Float Harbor, so I was like, well, I have to open the window of my enclosure because I don't want the enclosure to smell like chicken. Because last week, when I did that spicy noodle stream, I didn't open the window, and so my enclosure just smelled like spicy noodles for like a day. So I was like, I'm not having a repeat of that with chicken. So I've had the window open, and I was initially worried that it was gonna be like way too cold. But actually, it came in clutch because I'm sure I probably would have been overheating if it wasn't for the like fresh breeze coming in. Vanilla is the best. Yeah, you know, down with all the haters who say vanilla is like boring or that it sucks. Vanilla is good. Ah. Have to be careful with the reflections here. Oh, Spoon, you're too reflective for your own good. Yummy. Oh, it feels so nice. It tastes so nice. Well, with that being said, we are just like we are about 5 minutes away from 10, so we're just right at a good spot to say goodnight. And so, yeah, as I was saying, final reminder, schedule for next month again. Next week I will see you on Thursday, the 6th, for Love Curse, Find Your Soulmate, a Yuri visual novel. I think that'll be fun. And then we have a drawing request, Infinity Nikki, and Our Life Beginnings and Always. And any other news and updates I'll put on social media or here on YouTube if I can update them on time. Whoop. Darn you, Spoon. You're too shiny and beautiful. You think you saw an otter ear? Delete the VOD. No, they can't know. They can't know about my otter ears IRL. Oh my god, I like devoured that ice cream. It's so good. I haven't had ice cream in a bit, so this was a nice little treat. Oh. Thank you again, everybody, for joining. Oh, the brightness was so bright. Or I guess because the tablecloth is like all black. Oh, look at how bright my hands are. Hands! Wow, look at my hands. Oh, hands! Hello, everybody! My hands! This is what you came for. You came for my hands. Oh, look, you can see even... Oh, not this one. Oh, nope. Oh, yeah, this one. my blister from the gym. It's my gym rat. Signs of a gym rat. Gym rat blister here. Oh no. Wiki hands. Uh-oh. Delete the VOD. Quick. We gotta close the VOD now. What? Yeah, I don't think I've got any other final words to say. Thank you again for submitting your questions. You guys asked a lot of good stuff. And thanks again for joining for my first hand cam stream. I don't know how would you wave? Because I can't wave like this. It's like, camera's like facing down. Like, goodbye. I'll wave like this. Goodbye. I hope you have a good night. And I will see you all next Thursday for our first February stream. Thank you again for 2-year anniversary and 200 subscribers. I don't know if anybody had submitted any other turn palm up. Okay. Wow. I don't know if anybody had submitted any other questions in the inbox during the stream, but if I missed your questions, maybe I can do like another... I'll figure out another marshmallow stream to do. Look at my claws. My claws. I need to trim my nails. They're getting kind of long. Also, you want to see something? Or maybe not see, but like... So, there's a thing that I can do with this pinky in particular. I don't know if the microphone will pick up on it. I can do this like weird clicky noise with my pinky. that's... I don't know how else to close off the stream. I don't know how else to close off the stream. I'm not very good at doing these. I always never know, like, no, it's not finger cracking. It's like, see, this is like finger cracking, right? It's not like, ah, the sauce, no. One of the bottles fell straight into my trash bag. See, like, I can't do that with this pinky. This pinky doesn't like articulate the same way the other one does. It can't like click. This one is like up, up. ASMR, woo! Finger noises! ASMR! But yeah, gosh, I'm never good at knowing how to end stream. I keep going on tangents and stuff. And like having like last minute thoughts after stream or when stream's ending. But I guess. Yeah, I'll just say goodnight to you guys. My brain is like all a mess. I guess the hot sauce has burned my brain cells as well. So I'll let you guys know how I survive, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your night. Thank you again for being here with me, and I will see you all. Oh, can I do it? Ooh. Oh. Ooh. I'll see you all later. Bye. Have a good night. Thank you again. Bye-bye.